everyone, I'm Muskan from SVCE, and today I'm going to be presenting on the topic carbohydrates and its properties. Understanding carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are a class of macronutrients that are essential for providing the body with energy. They are composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms and come in various forms, from simple sugars to complex starches and fibers. Monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. These are the types of carbohydrates. Monosaccharides, the simplest carbohydrate units, including glucose, fructose, and galactose. These are the building blocks of some complex carbohydrates. Disaccharides, compounds formed by the joining of two monosaccharides such as sucrose, that is table sugar, lactose, and maltose. Polysaccharides, they are large, complex carbohydrate molecules. They are composed of many monosaccharides linked together, including starch, glycogen, and dietary fibers. Let's see the molecular structure of carbohydrates. Monosaccharides, the most basic units of carbohydrates. Monosaccharides like glucose and fructose have a simple molecular structure with a single ring of carbon and hydrogen atoms. Disaccharides, these are like sucrose and lactose. They are formed when two monosaccharides are linked together, creating a slightly more complex molecular structure. Polysaccharides, large carbohydrate molecules called polysaccharides, such as starch and glycogen, have a branching and intricate molecular structure made up of many monosaccharide units. Functions of carbohydrates in the body. Energy production. Carbohydrates are the body's primary source of energy. They are broken down into glucose, which is used by cells throughout the body to produce ATP, the energy currency of the cell. Glycogen storage. Excess carbohydrates are stored in the liver and muscles as glycogen, which can be quickly converted back to glucose when the body needs energy. Fiber benefits. Certain carbohydrates, known as dietary fiber, promote digestive health, regulate bowel movement, and may reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. Structural support. Carbohydrates in the form of glycoproteins and proteoglycans provide structural support and lubrication in tissues like cartilage, tendons, and the lining of digestive tract. Dietary sources of carbohydrates. Grains. Whole grains like brown rice and the whole wheat bread are excellent sources of complex carbohydrates, fiber, and nutrients. Fruits and vegetables. Fruits and starchy vegetables like bananas, potatoes, and corn are rich in natural sugars and carbohydrates, as well as essential vitamins and minerals. Dairy products, milk, yogurt, and other dairy items contain lactose, a natural disaccharide carbohydrate that provides energy and nutrients. Legumes, beans, lentils, and peas are excellent sources of complex carbohydrates, fiber, and protein, making them a nutritious addition to any diet. Carbohydrate metabolism and energy production. Digestion. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose during digestion, which is then absorbed into the bloodstream. Cellular respiration is the second step. Glucose is transported to cells where it undergoes a series of metabolic processes to produce ATP, the primary energy currency of the body. Glycolysis. Glucose is converted to pyruvate through the process of glycolysis, which generates a small amount of ATP. The fourth step is aerobic respiration. Pyruvate enters the mitochondria, where it is further broken down through the citric acid cycle and electron transport chain, producing a large amount of ATP. Let's see the complications of carbohydrate intakes. Overeating. Excessive carbohydrate intake, especially from the refined and added sugars, can lead to weight gain and obesity. Blood sugar spikes. Rapid absorption of simple carbs can cause sudden increase in blood sugar levels. Nutrient displacement. A diet high in carbs may displace other essential nutrients, leading to deficiencies. Insulin resistance. Chronic overconsumption of refined carbs can contribute to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Let's see the carbohydrate recommendations and dietary guidelines. Recommended carbohydrate intake. Health organizations typically recommend that 45 to 65% of total daily calories should come from carbohydrates, with a focus on complex carbs and fiber-rich foods. Choosing healthy carbohydrates. Prioritize whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes over refined and processed carb sources like white bread, pastries, and sugary drinks. Fiber recommendations. Adults should aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day from a variety of plant based foods to support digestive and cardiovascular health. Limiting added sugars. Current guidelines suggest limiting added sugars to less than 10% of total daily calories to prevent weight gain and chronic disease risk. Carbohydrate intake precautions. Choose whole grains. Opt for complex carbs like whole wheat and brown rice and oats over refined grains. Limit added sugars. Reduce consumption of added sugars found in processed foods, sweets, and sugary beverages. Increase fiber intake. Eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains to ensure adequate fiber consumption. Monitored blood sugar. Individuals with diabetes and prediabetes should closely monitor their carbohydrate intake and blood sugar levels.